and welcome to another stream of Pokemon Legends Arceus Live. My name is Ectric here in yet another stream where we will be continuing our never-ending quest to redeem myself for running away from a shiny Burmy way back when. Hope you're excited for this. If you are new, not yet, like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Consider doing so so you can catch every single one of these as they come out. Regardless, though, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Really appreciate you coming in. Sorry, I'm running very slightly late. I had to put away some food that I forgot to put away earlier, so happens. Better be in a full tuxedo to get the true rich asshole outfit. Oh shoot, sorry. Starting the TTS program now. Make me spaghetti? No. Elephant. Where's the damn top hat? I don't know. It's in the thumbnail. I didn't have any of that stuff, and I forgot that I said I was going to do that. So, oops. You haven't grown out your mustache either. That's true. I have not. Right. It's been a little bit since I've played this game. You are a failure? I mean, that's... How did you know what my mother was talking to me about earlier today?
At least we know he's wearing the bottom hat.
Ooh, got me. Oh my goodness. Ouch. That is not a shiny. There we go. Domino, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm gonna play PLA again, but I'm too busy rivaling in rivals. It happens. I almost was. I almost got engrossed in Windrose again, and missed my window to start stream. I was like, I'll just play a little bit while I like set up thumbnails and stuff like that, and then it was like 10:45, and I was like, come up for air, go set up stream and play the damn game you said you were gonna play. I was like, oh god, I want to play more. I've been enjoying that game so much for some reason. It's just been really capturing my hyperfixation brain right now lately. Dazzling, welcome in, by the way, and Furby as well. Good to see you. Today's your birthday? Oh, happy birthday! Very exciting. Oh. Today's not my birthday. Right? Yeah, not my birthday. I don't mean to dox myself. It's a very merry unbirthday for me. Oh, very merry unbirthday to you, and you. A very merry unbirthday to you. So blow the candle out my dear and make your dreams come true. A very merry unbirthday to you. Social Security number required. No. Now you'll have all of my student debt. Happy unbirthday. Thank you. Thank you.
How does Sneasler wipe its ass after taking a Mondo Duke? I mean, look at those claws, rotisserie chicken. Does the Sneasler just tear its hole open?
I mean, I think the answer's obvious. It uses a bidet. Like a civilized person.
Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, crewmates, we got him. We got him. Ward. We got him. Imposter. No. Don't do it. Ward.
I am not
Bye.
going to use
Have a great time.
I am just going to prevent you from using it out of petty spite. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
To prevent you from using it out of petty spite. Oh, my social security number. Sorry, I was. Why is it so quiet for me, but like not for you guys? You're saying bidets get rid of all that gunk down there? You still got away? Well, then it just air dries. Also, why is TTS? Why is TTS what? TTS volume is perfect for you. Okay. I don't know why it's quiet in my ear then. Maybe I'm just used to it being loud from the fact that I haven't done a Switch stream in a bit. Maybe I got used to like having it, you know, full blast. It's a bidet. Nice. Damn it. I'm going to the wrong place. Go.
Oh, ho, ho. Oh, oh, God damn it, my throat. Oh, cough. Hey, Ectric, do you wipe or do you let it crust?
Turn the volume down on the TV a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Boop. Ray, welcome in. Good to see you. Do you wipe or you let it cross? Sorry, I didn't fully comprehend what the TTS was, and I got distracted. That is pretty gross. I mean, really, I don't know what you want me to answer. Why are there people with no likes? Sometimes the likes just don't keep up. On my end, it shows that there are 3 likes already. So thank you. I had to restrain myself from adding more foul words, like chicken. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bow. Like cock. Nice. It's so disappointing when someone just does the same exact joke but like the better version. like it's just like you had the same idea but they just execute so much better than you. It's just like, man, the only thing I got going for me was that I said it first. Being 26 now is sort of something, but still feel the same but older. Yeah, I don't know, like I'm gonna be turning 30 this year, and like, even like, though that's like a milestone. I feel like after like 21 in the U.S., or like after the last like important like legal restriction being lifted, I feel like birthdays don't really feel, you don't feel different from year to year. Like going from like 17 to 18, it's like, oh, this huge thing has changed in my life in that I now no longer have to be on a you know, a restricted license where I have to have an adult in the car, and I'm and I have to like, you know, have I can't go like drive out of state or whatever, like whatever the rules are. I don't remember exactly what the rules are. It's been a while, but like switching from that to that, like being able to like, you know, drive unrestricted, or like, you know, going from 15 16 where you're like getting your driver's permit and stuff like that, and it's like uh and you're able to like finally like start driving, like those are huge milestones every year. And then of course in the US, 21, being able to legally drink, that kind of thing. But like after that, I don't know if this is the case for everyone, but like for me it was just like there's really not like going from like 27 to 28. It's just an extra number. Going from like even going from like 21 to 22, it was just like, yeah, that sure, yeah, I can do the exact same things I was doing before, just with a slightly higher number as my age. So I think that you once you get up there to the point where you're like no longer having like legal milestones, it really doesn't, like you measure yourself in life events rather than years. Never missed my binge drinking days. Such a waste of brain cells and money. Yeah, I did not. I actually didn't drink until I was 21. I legitimately did not illegally drink, um, and waited until I was 21 to start. And by that point, I was a little bit self-conscious about, like, you know, not having a developed a palate for what I like and don't like, and not you know, I kind of, my experimentation was like I would just go to the liquor store and like buy random cases of beer to like test to see what I liked and didn't like. Um, so I developed a taste for beer for sure, but that was like the thing that like I felt most like comfortable like experimenting with. Um, it was very like very, you know, there's a lot of options that you can test out. It's low investment for being able to figure out what you do and don't like, and so that was like my main alcohol experimentation, stuff like that. And you know, I'm not saying that I've never overdrank and had heavier drinks or anything like that, but like I never really got into the whole culture of, like, you know, constantly going to parties and drinking a lot, like multiple times a week or whatever. It was really the only time I would have more than like a beer with like a meal or something like that would be if there was like some sort of like party or something, like it, non like an event party type of thing that I would go to, like a wedding, or if like someone was visiting and we like spent a night just kind of like drinking and playing games and stuff like that, or like, you know, a birthday party or something. Like those are the only times I really would drink with, and more than just like having like a beer with dinner or something like that. And like I even then I got to the point where I was just like, this isn't worth it, man. I'm a sleepy drunk, which kind of is part of the thing, is that like the second I have like even like half a drink, I just start getting tired, and it's just like not fun. I don't want to fall asleep at like 7 p.m. because I had one beer, and then get really terrible sleep. So I just kind of cut back, and now I just kind of don't drink, basically at all. I'm not saying that I'm like opposed to drinking ever or anything like that. Like I'm not like at the point where I'm like, you know, I would be upset if I had a drink or something like that, or like, you know, I'm not saying that I'm vehemently against drinking or anything like that. I just kind of don't feel the desire to, so I don't. Got brain cells spare, and I'm donating them to nature. Nature's legal in my state. Yeah, I mean, I that is also something I've actually never tried. Is the the greens.
Ectric.
Yes. Let me catch up with chat. I was monologuing. Reason for the latest victory screech. During the weekend, I had encountered the Go Rocket boss, Pokemon Go once again. Took me only one try. Caught the truth he left behind. Nice. Um, David, welcome in. Bonjour. Bonjour. By the end, whiskey is a comfort beverage for me on a celebratory or just rare treat, but others I'd rather have non-alcoholic beer on occasion. Yeah, yeah, no, I like it's I'm not again I'm not saying that I won't enjoy the occasional beer or something like that, but like I just I don't really find like I have plenty of drinks that I enjoy that don't involve making me lose like good sleep for a night and then feel crappy the next day. And I don't get the inebriation benefits because I weigh way more. It takes more alcohol to like actually affect me, and by that point I'm already sleepy and no longer drinking. So I kind of have to I have to drink like fast enough that it like overcomes the sleepiness to even like get some of the benefits, and then at that point it's just like I'm gonna be drinking enough that it'll really make me like headachy and dehydrated the next day. So like it just really isn't worth it. I might lurk. Want to play Rivals? Sounds good. I always heavily avoid alcohol for personal reasons, so I have no clue what it's like. I mean, honestly, it's not. I would say that it's just kind of like that. The way it's depicted in like media and stuff like that, I think it is overblown. I would say that it's not like a distinct thing of like your
Ellie here. Who this?
what? Air Joe, welcome in. But yeah, it's like it's essentially just like you're feeling a little bit like lower hand-eye coordination. You'll feel like warm. It makes you a bit flushed, I would say, and then it just like you tend to not think about as many of the like at least for me it was like I will sometimes like have thoughts where it's like, oh, this would be funny to do, and then I'll be like, but it's not really worth it, and it's not gonna be that funny, or like it's it socially speaking, it's like I don't really know that it's the time or place, or like all of these different like reasons that you might not say the funny thing or say the thing that you think is funny or anything like that. I think that you have less of those thoughts, which is the inhibition, lowering inhibition things. I think it just you have a couple less like skill checks before you do an action. Let's say, to put it in D&D terms, you just kind of like it. Sometimes you'll just think something and just do it, and you can do that sober as well. But I think it's more likely to happen with alcohol, I would say. And it honestly, it's kind of, I would say it's a little bit similar to just being like overtired. You get a little bit like you feel a little bit sluggish in thoughts and you might have less of a filter and stuff like that. It's really kind of similar, actually. Right, and I went to the wrong place again. There we go.
Madness, our old friend.
Hello, Madness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Oh, darkness, my old friend. I'll come to talk to you again. Hopefully speaking. While I was sleeping, and this vision was planted in my brain. Who remains in the sound of silence? Alright, so we really haven't seen anything interesting yet in terms of shinies and stuff. This is the tree, the fake shaky tree, right? This is the one where you hit it and it doesn't actually have a Pokemon in it. Alright, I lied. Is it this one? I'm pretty sure it is. Usually this one doesn't have a Pokemon in it. Weird. It is this one, right? Or maybe it's that one. Maybe it's that one. I don't know. By the way, if I do continue having this hyperfixation on Windrose for much longer, there is going to be a point where I just decide to stream it. Apologies in advance, but I'm going to get to a certain point where I'm going to be like, I really want to play Windrose, but I said I was going to stream, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to feel guilty about, you know, canceling a stream to play a different game, so I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just play it on stream. And I don't know that any of you will necessarily be interested, but I will possibly do it anyway. Gonna be lurking, so just scream potato if you need me. You got it. Crazy that not only Switch 2, Scarlet and Violet spawns more Pokemon, but the DLC allows players to reach heights that were previously impossible to reach. Interesting.
Ectric's monologues don't burn me to tears, but they do whir my damn gears. Whir my damn gears. Whir my damn. Is the math Mothim?
Jesus. By the way, at the end of the stream, I think I'm going to do one placid plastic duck. So, if you stick around to the end, we'll see. We'll get one more duck. Maybe I'll just start doing that at the end of every stream. Just get a duck. That could be fun. Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else. No one else. Love that song. And read the words in your life. The rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. You know the evolution of Burmy, Wormadam. The rest are just unwitting. Ash, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in, Junior, as well. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful evening. What were you streaming today? Did I mishear those things? Thank you so much, Crunchy, for plugging. Like, yeah, everyone go check out Ash if you have not. Show some love. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you're doing well. You know, usual spiel. Consider liking and subscribing. We do a lot of different stuff, including Pokemon. Stream went well. I was doing some hyperspace berry farming. I haven't played Za in like a month. I need to go back to it. I still haven't gotten the last like 3 Pokemon I need for my decks. It just takes forever to like get those hyperspace ones, and I just like have so many other games that I want to play that I can't stream it. I don't stream it that often. Like if I was streaming it like every stream or something, or like a couple times a week or something like that, I would probably have finished it a while ago. But obviously, I don't. I suppose that's a bit of a tautology of like, if I were to play the game more, I would have beaten it by now. Be right back. Sounds good. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste. Release your inhibitions. It's really foggy. Holy crap! Why so foggy? One of those are shaking. That one is. For the moment of truth, is this the fake one? It is not. So I think that the other one was the fake one, but it had something real in it there this time. That's weird. You can reset Burmy trees without leaving the area? No, I left the area and came back. I think. Didn't I? Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, no, I don't think that there is a way to reset the trees without leaving the area. Which is annoying, but you know. It's probably about the same. Like, the only other option I would think that could possibly be there is, like, sleeping through enough days or something like that. Or, like, there's, like, a certain number of days before it resets automatically or something like that. But it would be the same menuing anyway. Suggestions for the Windrose stream series names: Windrose XP Farming, Windrose Vista Hunting, or Windrose 95% Run. I do really like the Windrose. The first two I very much like. The last one, only reason I don't like it is because it implies that I'm trying to actually beat the game in any way, shape, or form. I would probably go with Windrose XP Farming, just because it is almost exactly what I'm doing. I'm just grinding supplies. And in the process, making a bunch of infrastructure to be able to avoid all of the enemies that annoy me by attacking me. Only 95% of the game. I mean, to be fair, I am, like, a decent way through the game. It works weird because I've probably talked about this, but I'm going to talk about it again. Sorry, but you have a character that you can create, and that character can go into multiple servers. So like you can choose you can have multiple characters, but like you can also just use the same character, and if you use the same character, your progress is kept in different servers. So, for example, what I did was I had been playing with my friends for, you know, a month or so, and we had made it like past. There's 3 stages of the game right now. It's still in early access technically. So, currently there's only two like bosses and then like a final boss, I think. And so we've beaten the first boss and we're in the second stage. And we've done a lot of the stuff in the second stage. We're getting close to like going to the second boss fight, essentially. When I made the new server, I thought that it was going to be like, oh, you start over with all of those story beats. You have to go through them again. Your character, I had known from like one of my friends having done it that you keep your characters like inventory and their level and stuff like that, but I thought that like the map itself was where the story progression was stored, but it's not. It's with the character. So when I, loaded into this new server, all of the like points of interest on all of the islands were already cleared out. So it was a little disappointing because there's some you get items from like clearing points of interest, and if I had like all of my good shit, it would have made it a lot easier to like go through those again and then recollect all of those items. So that would have been useful, but alas, not the way it works. But it did mean that I could just go to areas. I didn't have to like beat the first boss and do that by myself, which would have really sucked. I didn't and I could just like immediately go to like level 2 islands and like collect all of the ingredients that I needed for that and stuff like that, and craft it and all. So in that way, it was very useful. Welcome back, Ash. Wait, I think I heard that. Did I hear the shiny? I did. Let's go. Woo! Shiny Zubat. It's a great shiny. I love shiny Zubat. It's a great shiny. We got it. Woohoo! I barely heard that. I was like happening to like come up for breath in my monologue, and just happened to hear a little like sprinkle of a shiny sound. And the thing is, like, all of the like TTS alerts and stuff like that are kind of quiet right now, so like it could have possibly been that it was one of you guys playing the sound, but I was like, I'm gonna look. But yeah, for shiny. Anyway, got clogged ear holes? I guess so. I don't know. I think my headphones are really like on the fritz. I need to get a new set. Only the right headphone plays anymore, which is funny because like it's the only one I use anyway, so it's like it's not that big of a deal, because like I'm always having it like this, where the one on the left is off of my ear, so I can hear myself talk and not feel like I'm like, you're familiar with like the sensation of like having like noise canceling headphones on, and you're like, you can't hear yourself talk at a certain volume, so you tend to talk louder. I find that happens even when I just have it like this. It's not as pronounced, obviously, but I find that it's harder for me to like hear myself like speaking normally when I have them in, and so I leave one off so that I can hear the environment a lot better and be able to not start yelling even more than I already do. Hope you're being safe and staying cool from the terrible heat. Yeah, we are currently in talks with a HVAC person to install central air in our house, because our AC situation is that we have 2 wall units on either side of the house, and then a bunch of fans. So it has actually not been too bad. The AC units have been doing a pretty good job, but especially because it's going to get even hotter over the next like days and stuff like that, really going to be stress testing those things. So I've got my fan going full blast and stuff like that. I usually do, even if it's like fall or spring or something like that, just because like it gets really warm in this room specifically, because I've got light, LEDs, computer, monitors, 4 or 5 gaming systems, like all of this electronics in this room, and they're all putting heat out, so it can get pretty toasty in here fairly quickly. So I tend to have the fan on more often than not. It's wonderful in the winter because like it's like not like incredible. It's like it's not like cold, but it can get to the point where I will be able to like have a blanket on. And it is such a novel concept for me to feel cold enough that I want to have like extra layers, that I'm always like really excited when I get to when I'm experiencing that and actually wants to have like a cozy blanket and stuff, because like it's lovely having a cozy blanket if you're not like sweating underneath it. Like it's a wonderful sensation to feel like appropriately warm from using a blanket. Like it's a great feeling. I just don't get it very often because I'm constantly like overheating. Like if I if I think about exercise, I start sweating. So very often, even in winter, I'm not cold. I'm not cold, and if I were to put a blanket on, I would be overheating and have to take it off, or I'd start sweating. So when I get to those points where it's nice and cold, and I start being like, "Oh, my feet are kind of cold. I could put on some fuzzy socks. I could go use a blanket," and I'm like so excited. But even in winter, I'll still have the fan on low, just because like the air movement is helpful for like not feeling stale and stuff like that. So um, sometimes I'll turn it off if I'm starting to get like real cold, but like for the most part, even in winter, even if I'm not like warm per se, I'll have the fan on just to keep the air circulating in here. So this room will definitely benefit the most, almost the most, if not the most, from getting central air. Have you not melted? That's wild, man. I hope the HVAC goes well. It's it helps that I live in a colder area. Like it's not cold here by any measure. I think it's in the mid 80s as a high, but like it's not the mid 90s. It's not 100 or anything like that. Like we it's humid here, and it can get up to near 90 and stuff like that. But like it's a lot more often that it's humid and getting up to like high 80s when and those extra like 5 degrees really do make a difference. So like it helps a bit that I'm a slightly higher latitude and able to like take a little bit of the edge off of the highest heats that you could experience in our general area or like in the country. But then also it's honestly surprising how effective the two wall units are. It helps that this is a 1-story house, and it's not like enormous, so like there's less square footage to be covering, and we have doors closed for the basement and stuff like that, so it's not going in trying to cool the basement as well. It's we a lot of times we'll have like the guest bedroom closed off, so that'll be a little bit warm, but like it'll also make it so that the rest of the house that we're actually staying in from day to day will be cooler. And then it also helps that one of the units is just in the master bedroom, so at the very least sleeping it's very comfortable because the AC unit's right there. I really thought that was shaking. I don't know why, but could have sworn. Heat in my area is really bad. I have had to use the bathroom many times because I chugged down a lot of water in a short amount of time. Yeah, when I went to my grandparents' place for the funeral a couple weeks back, they don't have any AC, and also I think they're at a similar latitude to us, and they've got some lake effect cooling and stuff like that. So it definitely doesn't get as hot as in some areas, but like it does not matter if you have no AC. It just is stifling during the day, and the only benefit is that it very reliably gets down to like the 50s at night, even in the summer. So it like that is the saving grace. But like it can get real rough, especially if your AC situation's not that good. So what I'll do is if I ever get like warm, especially like right before bed or something like that, and I just can't cool off, the AC's not working well enough, I'll literally just go and throw the shower on like medium, like not warm, not like hot shower or anything like that, but like warm enough that it's like comfortable-ish, and then I will just stick my head in the water, and if I'm really feeling extra warm, I'll just like hop in the shower full on, And then I will slowly turn the temperature down on the water, up until the point where you get to that, like, if you've ever been like in a cold pool or something like that, you get that point where you're like gasping, like, am I able to breathe? Yes, I'm able to breathe, but like it's so cold that like my body thinks that I'm not able to breathe, type of thing. So I'll get to the point where it's that cold, and I will just make sure to run my head under the water to and make sure it gets through my hair to like my scalp, to cool off my head, because that's where most of your heat is released from. So getting that cool, the neck as well, and then elbows, basically any joints or anything where you're like you've got like pockets of warm. So all of those areas I'll just make sure that I kind of cycle through getting under the cold water to like cool them off and stuff like that. And then once I have like thoroughly cooled myself off, I will just hop out, towel off, and then immediately get into bed. And you get to the point where you're like actually like the tiniest bit cold, so like getting into the warmish bed is actually kind of nice for a split second, and then you try to fall asleep before you realize you're warm.
Free as a dungaree, by which I mean socks and sandals.
Oh God, I'm just imagining. I know enough about you to be like, the visual of a 6'7" man. Are you 6'7"? You're very tall. I don't know if you're 6'7", but you are very tall from my memory. But like I'm just imagining like an extremely tall dude walking around in nothing but sandals with socks on underneath. Oh God. 6'9". Oh, okay. Even taller. So yeah. You're a foot taller. Jeez. You are a foot taller than me. That's crazy. I'm not even a foot taller than my wife. And she's short. I'm 5'5". Yeah, I'm 5'9", so thoroughly mediocre. I'm 8'9". Well, I'm 9'10". Flaccid. Sorry. 2'6". Luckily, the girl that likes me is into short guys. Listen, I feel like I don't know what has skewed it, but the image of like what is considered short versus not has really shifted. 'Cause like in the US, I'm pretty sure 5'8" or 5'9" is average. So 50% of people are shorter than 5'8". For men specifically. I think for women it's like 5'4" or something like that. So like if you're like 5'7", 5'6", 5'5", you're still in like the like 25th to 30th percentile. Like you're still taller than 30% of guys, even at like like I feel like there are a lot of people who think like 5'9" is short, and that's like you're talking about half of the fucking population, man. And I don't even care if you think I'm short. I genuinely like have never been like all that insecure about my height, partially because I'm extremely average. So it really doesn't not bother me, but like it is kind of wild to me that like people like I've had people refer to me as a short king, and I'm like, yeah, I mean I appreciate it, I guess, but like also like I feel like I'm like it's like stolen valor almost. Like I don't think I'm short. I think I'm just like I'm completely average, mediocre. Like I very rarely am looking like craning my neck to look up at someone. I'm also not all that often like craning my neck looking down at people. Generally, I'm looking fairly eye level. It's fine. 910 meme number. We're in a heat wave right now. That's fluctuating between 90 to 100 is hell, considering I'm in Canada. Yeah, that's rough. It's really bad, especially like for all the shit I give for like this for the South for like having terrible like freaking out at like an eighth of an inch of snow or something like that. It really is about the infrastructure, because like if you're experiencing like 90-degree heat, but like your environment is used to like cold weather, like multiple feet of snow in winter type of thing, it's gonna be worse to experience than someone who's experiencing 20 degrees higher than that, but their environment is their like infrastructure and environment is suited for that. Like I can imagine that like someone who's in Arizona is having less of a bad time with the heat wave, even if it's 110, than someone in Maine is experiencing 90-degree heat, because Maine is not set up to have industrial AC units for every single house. You ain't a short king, just king. Oh, thank you. It's crazy how many girls want guys over 6 feet tall. Don't realize how small of a population that is. Yeah, and it's also like, I also think that it's probably also skewed from just like online dating of like filters and stuff like that. Like, I think that if you're talking to like people in real life, they're not gonna like, you're not gonna have someone who's like going to be like, oh, what's your height and stuff like that, and like, oh, you're only 5'11", ew, or whatever. Like there's very few people, even if they have that setting on their like online profile, they're not necessarily going to see someone who's like 5'10" and be like, and like immediately write them off or anything like that. I think that population is also extremely small. I think it's just that people have a skewed idea of like, this is like a cutoff just because it's like a round number in the measurement system we use, and it's just like generally they want someone who's taller than them, and that's like a good cutoff type of thing. I think that the fact that I think the online dating aspect makes it easier to just kind of cordon off things based on categories, whereas if you're talking to real people in real life, it's a lot harder to like instantly categorize them and write off that category, because real life is a lot messier and less easy to categorize. So I think that the rise in online dating might kind of contribute to that. Not necessarily from like, this is like the degradation of society or anything like that, like people never talk anymore. No, I think it's just that inherent in the use of algorithms and like choice systems and stuff like that are required for online dating to like function. It incentivizes categorization and first impressions. Normalize men wanting women taller than them. I think that you can like whatever you like. I didn't ever actively, think that, oh, I want someone shorter than me or anything like that, but all of my girlfriends tended to be pretty short. So I don't know if that's just a, subconscious thing of wanting to be taller, or if it just happened that the people I happened to be interested in were all shorter. I also only dated a few people before, dating my wife. So like, I didn't have that many like girlfriends and stuff like that. I really only had like one other serious one and a half other serious relationships before dating my wife. I had a couple of like, I had like one in middle school that like it was, oh, we have the title boyfriend girlfriend, but we see each other even less now that we're boyfriend and girlfriend than when we were just friends. And then I also had like a short one after that one ended that was like, you know, still in that ilk. But yeah, it's mostly just one girlfriend that I had for like maybe 3-ish years. And then we broke up. I dated one other girl on a rebound of that, just you know, and that kind of crashed and burned pretty quickly. And then about a year later, I started dating my wife. So like it's yeah, it just was like small sample size is what I'm trying to get at. But like it. What was the point of? Oh right, height shouldn't matter. It just whatever makes you happy. If the person makes you happy, doesn't matter the height. Where I live, we have 2 inches of snow. Entire state shut down near like anarchy levels. It was crazy. Yeah.
Relate wink.
I don't know why it was heavy breathing, but hey. Last message before mine before T-shit. I don't know many men under 6 foot. I just assume they're hiding in garbage cans and cardboard boxes as a selfless go by. Oh, I missed a bunch of messages. Sorry, let me, fun fact of the day, lobster was originally a peasant food because of how prevalent it is. However, when the railroad was developed, they advertised lobster as a luxury item and raised the prices. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. And now it's kind of like over hunted, so like it actually is getting to the point where it might be a little bit endangered. I like tall girls, but don't many I knew when a guy's even taller for the most part. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Exact top Citavelli, 90 to 100 weather happened a lot down here in Florida, and weather that's around 60 is like put on 2 jackets weather. 60 in Canada is t-shirt weather. That's where t-shirt came from. Gotcha. I've encountered girls who have had rather negative reactions IRL to my height. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but like I'm saying that it's probably less common than it seems based on the prevalence of those types of memes and stuff like that in social media, and based on like online dating trends. And it also is possible that the online dating trends are bleeding into people's beliefs. So I don't know. Survey done for men and women about what quality they value most in a partner of the opposite sex. For women, they wanted security. For men, they wanted trust. Interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious to see like what the breakdown is on that, of like, you know, what the reason, what their like conclusions are on like hypotheses on why. But that is an interesting finding. For taller, but by no means is it a requirement. Catch up on these messages. Sorry. Don't really have physical requirement, but I'm relatively healthy. Yeah, I am very much a, like, I develop crushes on my friends kind of person, of like, I like this person as a person and as like a friend, and then I find the attraction from there. Like I generally am not like going down the road and being like, oh, this person's like, you know, really hot or anything. Like I don't tend to like find myself going down finding like random strangers like I get, obviously I'm not, you know, I'm not blind or anything like that. I can see an objectively attractive person and stuff like that, and find them attractive and all that stuff, and have, you know, reactions to that. But like it really is like mostly just like I am more interested in people for like my closeness to them, and that like fuels the attraction rather than vice versa. Cold weather that never happens down here. Sorry to hear that. Cold weather is lovely in that it is not hot weather. It's very tall, man. I know it's not the same thing, but getting fetishized is its own bag of caterpillars. Yeah, I would say my optimal height, like if I could choose my own height, it would probably be like 5'11", I would say. I would want to be like maybe like 2 inches taller, like just slightly above average. But also I think it'd be funnier to be able to say 5'11" and like not be able to say 6 foot. I think that would still be funny. So I would probably choose 5'11" if I could choose like any height. But like I'm by no means unhappy with my height or anything like that. And it is kind of like nice that it's not a talking point. But like my body very rarely is a talking point in any conversation. So it, there's some benefits obviously, but also, downsides of, it is constantly like, I'm sure you're very tired of being asked if you play basketball or asked how the weather is up there. There's tropes that happen constantly with people who are extremely tall, even if it's like generally like a benefit in terms of like people's impression of you. Are we all caught up on messages? Almost. We had our daily message intake. Very problem short guy has. Tall guys have arthritis. Exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing is physically being tall wears on the body a lot more than being short. Some bad news for you joints then. Yeah. I also bang all my friends. Wait, that's what you said, right? Yeah. 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 Wild orgies at the get-togethers. Probably say like 5'10". Yeah, I think that's a pretty good height. Like, again, like I'm perfectly fine with my current height. I would probably be. I think the thing that I would probably change more would be the weight situation rather than the height. But yeah, it's like couple extra inches. To the point where it's not going to really like hurt my body or anything like that. It's not going to make it inconvenient for me to like be in houses and stuff like that, especially living in New England, where there were some houses like when we were house hunting for back in 2023. There was one house where I had to like crouch in a lot of the rooms and hallways, like. It was genuinely like too short ceilings for regular living. Like I am not tall. We've gone over this in thorough detail. I was having to do like one of these like walking through hallways and stuff like that. And in the shower, I was like, it was like a slanted ceiling, and I had to be like this when I was standing in it. I obviously wasn't showering at the open house, but like I did step in there because I was like, this ceiling looks really low. And I'm like hunched over in like a random ass hallway. So I tested it out and I was like, yeah, no, showering like this would be awful. And like, I am a normal height. I can only imagine that someone who is 6'9", for example, yeah, that's a much more significant problem because a lot more houses are probably not built for your height. It's not a talking point like it is for you tall freaks. Width, yeah, that's my depth as well. Wish I could say I was at least 5.5, but nope, it happens. 6.5 foot doorways equals 3 less inches of my scalp attached. Yeah, and like I think my ceilings in my house are like 7.5 feet. So like, you're getting close there, and any sort of light fixtures or anything, you're gonna have to like duck under. We had when we moved in, they had a chandelier that was about here on me. It was hanging down to like about 5 foot, probably like 5'6" or something, like 5'5" maybe. So like I kept hitting my head on it constantly, and I was like, we need to get rid of this thing. I am not going to constantly, because like we both know I am not going to ever learn to not hit my head against this thing. We need to get rid of it. So we ended up gifting it to my sister-in-law because she likes like antique things and all that, and it was like very like 60s 70s like stained glass type of thing. It was like it was cool looking, but like it just hung way too low in our already like mildly low ceilinged house. It was to the point where like one of my wife's college friends hit her head on it, and like, you know, she's like slightly tall for a woman, but like she like hurt herself on it as well. Like it wasn't just me. It was going to be like a lot of people were going to be like just hitting their head on this thing constantly. And my wife, it's extremely funny. Like when we're like going on like walks through the woods or hikes or anything like that, every once in a while there will be like branches that are like really low, and she has no concept for needing to duck under things, so she'll constantly just hit her head on like these branches and be like, what the hell is going on? Because like she's short enough where she's never having to like duck under anything, so she doesn't really have a concept for doing that. So she'll just walk into shit sometimes when it's like really low, and it's always funny because it's just like you forgot that that you could theoretically hit your head on something, didn't you? And she'd be like, yeah. It's like that she's picking leaves out of her hair. Amount of people who just walk up and announce, you're so tall. Just to hint to everybody listening to this TED Talk, don't tell tall people how tall they are. Yeah, my guess would be that they're generally pretty aware. Have you ever heard those urban legends about people who are so tall and decapitated on amusement park rides? I have heard that. I don't know, you know, how... I feel like those are probably more things that happened back when safety standards were more lax. But, yeah, I'm sure it did happen. When she used the word duck, she always thinks it's a bird, huh? Yeah, pretty much. And she was probably already looking at a duck, like, way off in the distance, because it's so frustrating. She is so fucking observant of everything. My go-to story with this is that, for those of you who have watched How I Met Your Mother, there's a episode in the show, and I'm going to spoil the plot of, like, a season 5 episode or something like that, where two of the main characters are trying to have a kid, and Marshall and Lee, and they're trying to have a kid, and they're both like worried that that they're sterile and not able to have kids and stuff like that. And Marshall especially is like really really close with both his parents, but his dad especially, and he's like been putting off like calling back his dad because he's worried that he's gonna let his father down if he's not able to have kids. And so like that's the whole like plot of the episode, and they go through the whole thing of like getting tested. They find out, and eventually like he's afraid to get the test because he's like worried about the answer being that it's him that's the problem. And eventually his folks visit, and they tell him that they're gonna be they're proud of him no matter what, and like we'd obviously love grandkids, but like that's not, you know, the end all be all. See, this is a fig tree. I knew it. But yeah, it's not the end all be all and stuff like that, and like that makes him feel confident enough to be able to go take the test, and it turns out he's fine, and like his family goes back home, and he's going to go call his dad to like tell him the good news and stuff like that, when his wife shows up, and she's like got tears in her eyes, and she tells him that his father had a heart attack, and that he didn't make it and he passed away. And really really like emotionally powerful moment in the show and stuff like that, and really well acted in my opinion, all that good stuff. Very very like notable episode, powerful episode. But there's like a fun little gimmick that they added to this episode. Oh, we got a shiny Cricketune. Let me catch that real quick. But yeah, there's an interesting gimmick that they added to this, where because of the big news at the end of the show, they started a countdown throughout the entirety of the episode, where in the background they start at the number 50, and they count down all the way to 0, where the taxi that his wife shows up in has the number 000 on it, and that's where she gets out and she tells him that his father passed away. So like it counts down from 50 to 0 in order, and in like the random areas of the background you'll see that, 49, 48, 47 all the way through. And I had never known this when I was like first watching the show, but I had since heard about that, and then when my wife was actually finally watching through the show for the first time, I saw this episode come up, and I was like, I can't wait to tell her about this like fun little thing that is going on in the background that's counting down to the the story and stuff like that. So like I'm watching this episode and I'm welcome back, Devlin. But yeah, it's I'm like very excited to like go through the episode and like tell her about this, and then we can go back and look for all the numbers and stuff like that. Like I'm like already preparing in my mind, being able to tell her and be like, oh, this is a really cool thing, and then she'll be like, what, really? And then she'll go look. But when I tell you that we get about a minute into the episode, and I just see the number 49 show up, and she goes, why are they counting down? And I just sit there for a second. I'm like, no. What? No. She managed to notice they were counting down the absolute minimum number of numbers to even consider it a trend. She got through 2 numbers and immediately was like, I saw 2 numbers in a row. They're obviously counting down, and that's obviously intentional. What? I didn't notice any of these numbers the first time I watched, by the way. This was years later I learned about this thing, and I went back and was like, that's so cool that they added that in. And she noticed by 49. So the entirety of the episode, I'm sitting there like, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, they're counting down. And she now she's pointing it out, and she's focused on that the entire episode rather than the actual episode. And she's like, oh, they're counting down to that. Well, that sucks. And I'm just like, I was so excited to tell you. I was so excited to tell you and show you after the episode was over, after you got to experience, the emotional gut punch and be able to like bring it back to something lighthearted. How the fuck did you notice that trend after 2 numbers? She rolled that nat 20 on her perception check. Seriously. It's infuriating. She just constantly is like noticing this shit, whereas I'm like fucking fucking blind to everything that isn't directly under my nose and yelling at me to notice it. I've been playing Mecha Chameleon lately. I am so bad at hunting. It is incredible. I've gotten a little bit better. I will say I've gotten a little bit better from practice. But like when I first played, literally, we played like maybe like 10 rounds the first time I played. I did not find a single person that wasn't flashing because they had clipped into the wall. I found one person on purpose, and they were flashing because they had been inside the wall, and the game like automatically makes you flash to like punish you for hiding too deep into the wall. And then one other person specifically said they were going to try and be as obvious as possible and dressed as a cactus, and like just painted themselves green and sat in a pot, like very, very little thought put into it, and purposefully trying to make it as obvious as possible to see just how oblivious I was. But like, and the only reason I knew that was because I saw someone else do that before. So like I had previous knowledge to know that was something that should be amiss. Like, I am so bad at noticing things, and she is just so good at noticing things, and it's so frustrating every time. 'Tis a good show, but never saw much of it. It's one of my favorite sitcoms. I very much like that show. Reminds me of this family at church, very tall. Dad's got to be well over 6.5 feet. The mom's around 6 foot, and daughter's taller than the mom by a good bit. Yeah, that's the other thing that like I'm a little bit like slightly frustrated on. Not really. It's not that big a deal. It's something that like I when I was younger and a little bit more self-conscious about my height, I was a little bit frustrated by is that my dad is like I think my dad is 5'11", like my ideal height, and my mom is like 5'7", so like she's tall for she's well above average for her height. So like you would think from that I would be taller, but like I'm like in between them. Like it's like they didn't take into account the percentiles. They just took into account the absolute height, and I just went smack dab in the middle of them. So like I guess it is like technically very egalitarian, but like it is kind of frustrating that like I have two parents who are both taller than average, and I'm exactly average. And so is my brother, so something's going on there. But like, you would think that I would be slightly taller based on my direct lineage, but I guess also like my I don't know. Like, I feel like it's generally pretty. A lot of my family is just like around my height and slightly taller, slightly short. Like we all like very much like fit into like this like range of heights, like 5'7" to 5'11". There's that, like, we don't really have any people who are like extremely tall, but we also don't have like that many people who are super short, other than the people who like married in. There's a couple of people who married in who are shorter, but like it is kind of baffling.
Engineer, why our ships are coming out of the base? Robot, a bomb has been planted at the base.
Oh no.
Leader, gee, can anyone take care of that?
No, I'm busy. Gotta find a shiny Burmy. My dad is 6 foot, my mom's 5'2", my mother's got 6'1" or 2 and 5'9". That is a bit unfortunate. I will say. That is kind of frustrating. I will admit. I apologize, but like, you know, at the same time, it really isn't the end of the world. Like there obviously there are some benefits to being tall, and some deficits to being short and stuff like that. But like in the grand scheme of things, it really does not impact your life all that much. And I don't think that you think that. I just, you know, for those people who are like very, very self-conscious about their height and stuff like that, it really is not the end of the world. Fam will never let me forget I'm the shortest guy in the fam. That is also unfortunate. Shiny Scorpy and Swinub. Nice. Yeah, the only reason I was like even slightly self-conscious about my height growing up is that I had a lot of friends who were tall. Just happened to be that way. Very few that were like tall, but like my main friend group in high school, there was one guy who was like an inch shorter than me, and then it was really just like it was like four of us basically was like the core friend group. I had like a lot of like closer friends, but like the main core friend group was the four of us, and it was like the one guy who's like 5'8", and then one of them is 6 foot and the other one's like 6'1" or 6'2". So like a couple of friends who were just both over 6 feet, and it, like, you know, a lot of the outer friend group and stuff like that were also like at the most I was like, or at best I was like matching their height. So I was like definitely on the shorter end of the friend group at large. So it didn't really bother me because I wasn't like the shortest, and what certainly wasn't shortest by significant amounts or anything like that. So like if all my friends were like 6'3" and I was sitting here at 5'9", I probably would have been more self-conscious than I ended up being, because like there were other friends that were like my height or even slightly lower than my height or anything like that. Like falling in the middle makes it very easy to be able to like not care. But I definitely was a little bit self-conscious about it, just because like I was always like, I kind of wish I could have been like 6 foot or something like that, just like to match them and stuff like that. I didn't want to be the tallest or anything like that. I just didn't want there to be like such a significant difference. But when I got to college and stuff like that, like there were like very few people who were like more than like an inch or two taller than me. So like it was a lot. My friend group was a lot more like close to the medium in college and stuff like that. So like I almost completely forgot that like that it existed. That like there were times where I was like short in a group, and then like what. There was a time, especially in college and stuff like that, where like I didn't really see like in person see my friends, my high school friend group like that much. We saw each other like maybe once or twice a year or something like that. We would like do like ongoing gaming stuff every once in a while as well. But like there was a period from like college to like maybe beginning of grad school where I didn't really hang out with my high school friend group all that much. So when I started hanging out with them again, and then especially when I started like hanging out with them in person again, it was a bit of a culture shock of like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm short in this group. With guys, I was almost always the shortest, but most girls, I was slightly taller. Yeah, that also, it also helps that like, even if you're like slightly short for on average for men, you're still going to be like taller than most women. There's the protagonist from Gattaca who's shorter than the man he was taking the identity of. It's brutal what they had to do was like make him taller. Yeah, I remember that movie. I remember watching that movie in biology class. I remember liking it, but also being stressed out by it because I am like a person who like is really really susceptible to like secondhand guilt. So like I genuinely I have genuine disdain for shows where the main character is constantly portrayed as doing things wrong on purpose, even if they're the ones that are they are eventually punished for it. I have a really hard time watching a show where I am meant to root for someone who is doing wrong consistently. Like I am perfect like it's not, I'm not like one of those people who like can't experience someone doing something bad in a show or anything like that. Like I'm perfectly fine with that. It's when the protagonist that I am designed to the narrative is telling me to root for is doing something objectively wrong. That's when I have trouble. So it like obviously in that movie like the whole point is that he is like the discrimination is unjust and stuff like that, and the whole point of the movie is that like this shouldn't be a thing. This is a dystopia where this has occurred and stuff like that. So like it's not like he's doing a bad thing necessarily, but like just the anxiety of like is he gonna get caught and stuff like that. I remember being very anxious watching the movie, and like him getting in trouble for it and stuff like that. So I think I've also gotten better at watching those movies over time. So like we watched it I think my freshman year of high school, and I was like a lot more susceptible to like, oh, this person is in a bad situation and this is really stressful and I don't like the stress, whereas nowadays I have a lot more tolerance for it. What's stun seed backwards again? Seed stun. Wait, why am I flying? Whatever. It's tied as with Minority Report as my favorite sci-fi movie. I don't think I've ever seen Minority Report. What's the one where they? Maybe it is Minority Report. There's one where like they. I'm trying to remember it. Is there one where they do like time travel through like doors and stuff like that? Monsters Inc. That's what I'm thinking of. Monsters Inc. No, there's one where they have like a bureau where they have to like go through these like doors to like go through time. It's been so long since I've watched the movie. I can't even remember the plot. I remember liking it though, and it was definitely like sci-fi-ish. I would say my favorite sci-fi movies are probably sci-fi movie is probably The Martian. I love The Martian. That's such a good movie. Project Hail Mary definitely immediately springboarded up there. I think the problem is I am so enamored by the book that even though the movie did a great job of like staying true to the book. I just like I'm constantly just thinking about the small little things that I remember from the book that I loved so much that aren't in the movie, that it just kind of like takes a little bit away from it. Whereas The Martian, I watched the movie first, so like all of the extra things from the book are in my mind extra, and the movie itself is still perfectly serviceable as the main story. If I'd watched the movie before reading the book, I probably would of Project Hail Mary. I'd probably feel the same way. Um, but as it stands, unfortunately, um, it feels like they missed a couple things with the movie. Again, completely justified. It 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 is not a knock on the movie whatsoever. The movie did an incredible job. It was an incredible adaptation. It's just that I am the kind of person who's like, I want all of the things. I want all of the lore and all of the nerdy book stuff. So when they don't include the extra scientific explanations, I'm like, oh, but I liked the scientific explanations. It's so cool. And also like the process of them like learning about all of these things and like building up the Tau Ceti tolerance to nitrogen and stuff like that. Like all of the trial and error sciencey stuff. I really like that. And like obviously that's not good cinematography. It would be a real big drag watching them just like do a 5-minute montage of them going through all of the different iterations and stuff like that when the climax of the movie kind of already happened. It makes complete sense from a cinematographical point of view, but just from my own point of view of like, I love all of those parts of the story. It's just tough. But yeah, it just is. It is that is probably one of my favorite books of all time at this point, and I like it shot right up there like so fast. I think I got the recommendation from a Hank Green video. Like he mentioned like doing some like he had like read a pre-release draft and stuff like that, and he had mentioned that he like had made some small contribution to like some science fact or something like that, and he was proud of that and all that. So when I heard about that, and he was like, it's the guy who wrote The Martian, and I already knew I loved The Martian, so I was like, ooh, perfect, I'll add that to my reading list. And I bought it on Audible and listened to it, and literally I had been cleaning my bathroom late at night, and I was so engrossed in the book that I literally was like, I can't keep cleaning, I need to focus just on the book. And literally 2 a.m, I'm just sitting on the floor in the bathroom with it half clean, listening to this audiobook as I'm just like enthralled by every single second. It was just so fucking cool. Such a good book. I'll highly recommend. Book in elementary school you can't remember. It was an eccentric professor who rode a bicycle while staring up into the sky. There were kids and a unicorn, I think. It sounds like a Dr. Seuss type of story. You know what movie I think is kind of underrated that I really liked? The what's it called? Just in Time or something like that. The one with Justin Timberlake, where they like live that like time is the currency, and they have like the little countdown clock on their wrist that once it goes to 0, you just instantly die. That one was like really I really liked that one. I watched it before I was politically aware enough to realize like the political like commentary and implications of it, but like looking back on it, boy is it a is it a apt analogical story for the current times, and has a pretty good moral, I think. I don't know. It's been a couple years since I've seen it, but I remember it just being really good and satisfying and stuff like that. In Time. Thank you. Yeah, that one. That one. I really like that one. Ugh. Have you heard of the Phantom Tollbooth? My wife says that I really need to read that one. I remember back when I was maybe in like middle school or something like that. I think I did pick it up at one point and try to start reading it, and I think it just didn't really get into it. I don't know why, but or maybe I didn't, and I just like skimmed it for a second one time and just didn't immediately pick it up and start reading it or whatever. But like, I remember having that book, and I don't remember anything about the story or anything like that, and I don't think I did end up reading it. But my wife said it would be right up my alley, so I really do need to go and read that one at some point. I just have been on a bit of a hiatus from reading lately. I need to go back. I'm still on the fourth book of Stormlight Archives. I started listening to it, but I definitely like it was getting to the point where I was like it's like the problem with the one problem I have with Libby is that you only get 3 weeks, and with those books specifically, they are so long that like I have to like actively commit myself to like only reading them in order to be able to finish it in time. And for the first time, I didn't do that. So then I got to the point where I was just like, now I'm like feeling guilty about like having lost steam on the book series enough to not like finish it in one go. So then I just was like, I kind of like lost steam for reading in general. So like, my wife ended up buying the fourth book on Audible, so I probably will go back and do that as opposed to like trying to go through Libby again, just because I don't want to have the time limit, and that will take some of the pressure off and probably allow me to like actually get through the books, because like I love the book series and I have been really enjoying it. I just didn't want to like only be listening to it constantly for like 3 weeks. And it kind of got built up as something like, it almost got built up as like a chore that I had to do, or like something that I should do because I only have the 3 weeks type of 3 week lease on it, and then it made me not want to do it at all. So I need to like get out of that mindset. It's that damn ADHD brain. Shalfamotham. Nice. GG's on that one. I think that happens to me a lot, of like, I will like really enjoy doing something, and then something will happen where it feels like I should do something, and then I build it up in my head more and more, and then it makes it so that I don't want to do it at all, and then I eventually just give it up. And that happens sometimes with reading, like it comes and goes. It gets to the point where like I feel like I should be like keeping up with some sort of arbitrary external thing that I was that I like either self-imposed on myself, and now I like it's come to be a point of pride. Like for example, like when I was in 2025, my wife and I did like a book bingo thing, and I started off the year reading like 4 books in 3 days. So I like got really hot start to my year of reading, and I just like it was too much. It was too much to be able to maintain for any length of time. But like it got to the point where like I was like kind of proud of like my pace and stuff like that. And then the second I wasn't able to keep it up, I like, rather than go at a normal pace, I was just like, I'd rather not. Like it felt more like it felt like failure to like only read like a book a week or something like that, and then I just kind of stopped altogether. And then it took me a couple months to get back into it before I got around the guilt around not having read at the pace I had intended to read. Just found a Shalfa Arceus. Nice. GG's. Remember Bridge to Terabithia? I just remember seeing the very beginning and being like, nope, not doing it. Because I had already known that it was like apparently a very sad movie, and so I just didn't even try. Good night, good luck, have fun. Thank you so much, Chef. Have a good one. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope whoever decided heavily RNG dependent achievements was a good idea. Gets their balls caught in a vice. What game are you playing? When's stream ending? Probably go another 15 to 30 minutes. Plants vs. Zombies. Ah, gotcha. By the way, did you ever post the 47? I wanted to look at what your pathing was to understand. Speaking of things that I've built up in my head that I'm now like procrastinating on, I do want to continue doing some Budgie speedruns, but I have a feeling that I'm in my head about my pathing at this point for the Scarabs, and I just need to see what has worked for you to like recalibrate what I think will work for me, because like at this point I keep tweaking one thing and it breaks something else, and I can't get below 55. So I need to see what your general method is to be able to gauge where I'm going wrong. I'm not necessarily going to look to copy it, you know, shot for shot, but I do want to use it as a scaffolding. I did late last night. Oh, okay, cool. I'll go check it out tomorrow then. I won't have time to do nothing. I mean, if you want me to end earlier, we all know I'm gonna go play Windrose after this. So my general method is fuck it, we ball. Interesting. So you just, I doubt that that's actually the case. It's I think that there is some thought to the general strategy you have. Perhaps I am overthinking it in that, like, I am trying to go a very specific route, and because I'm going a very specific route, if anything goes wrong, I don't have the improv necessary to, like, account for it. Like, it's very possible that I'm just, like, trying to force a very specific path that will work based on a specific, like, scarab production, that if anything else goes wrong, like, it's very possible that, like, if there are times when the money doesn't come in as quick, and so you need to focus early on getting some extra money so that you are able to keep going into the scarab exchange. But whereas other times the money flows really easily, but the scarabs are not going as well, so you need to, like, focus on scarab production, and you just need to have a feel for it and just go based on vibes rather than one specific set of instructions that will work every time. And it's perhaps I am just trying to force one specific set of instructions on every situation, and it only works when that one situation happens to arise. Change my strategy on the fly due to Scarab, RNG, and general profits. Yeah, that I think that maybe that's what's happening, is that I'm trying to force a specific strategy even when the RNG isn't matching what I want it to. And then I am too slow to react. or adjust. This bird's buying them, so it's likely just them grocery shopping. Yeah. I like that game, by the way. It's a very good game. I'm very much enjoying it. I also just watched Easy Speezy's speed run of the Librarian game, and seeing him beat it in less than an hour and a half was like I was like, oh, so I was just real fucking slow. Got it. And granted, like, I very specifically didn't use like any of the magical power-ups until like 3 hours in. So like I could have certainly done a lot more, a lot quicker. I also didn't get any of the minor magics until like the second stream. So like again, 3.5 hours in. So certainly I would go a lot faster, even just playing the way I did, or like even just like doing the way I did of just like grab a book, see if there's anything interesting, go put it down and stuff like that. Like I would just be faster by having more knowledge of the game and being able to get the like jump power up 3 hours sooner. Like that would just cut off like hours of time on its own. But like it was kind of impressive to see how quickly he just was able to like get like he was like getting he had gotten like to the point where he was able to like get full assembly, like pull every single book on a 10-book series by like minute 18 or something like that. And I was like, that is insane. What do you mean? My message is not going through. Does Ectric just not want to read them? I mean, you're just insulting a game I like, so I was just reacting to it rather than reading it out word for word. Oops, wrong one. Oh. Period underscore period. Is that better, Crunch? Did I not have the discussion bot on this scene? I thought I did. Maybe I turned it off for some then. All right, if you don't want me to read out your messages word for word, I won't. When are you getting a shiny Burmy for the first time ever? Or are you gonna fail it? I mean, I already have a shiny Burmy. I need 5 more, but I do have a shiny Burmy. And I'm hoping that I don't fail it this upcoming time. Honestly, as long as I don't accidentally run away, I can't fail it because I don't think they run away. They don't. I'm pretty sure they don't flee. And also, like, their catch rate is so high that like throwing one Ultra Ball, there's no way it doesn't catch in one ball. So. Getting all 3 forms. GG Cat, we're going to be here till 2036. Well, I mean, if I start actually playing this game regularly again, I'll get it. I'm not too worried about Burmy specifically. Honestly, it's just the space-time distortion ones that I'm really worried about. Even the unknown variants, I feel like I could get quicker than the space-time distortion ones. It's just a matter of, like, the volume of encounters I can get with even like something annoyingly scarce as these Burmy is so much higher than the space-time distortion encounters that it's just magnitude of multiple magnitudes of difficulty increase to get those ones where I'm only getting 3 encounters every 5 to 45 minutes. Like, that's just an incredible amount of time to spend not getting encounters. and I've really like, I was really starting to get frustrated with like how often space-time distortions were interrupting like other games. Like, it was useful doing the space-time distortions during other streams, and I probably will start going back to it at some point, but I was just finding that I was dreading the sound effect playing, because then it meant I would have to like break myself out of whatever like zone I was in with the game I was actually playing to go, you know, hunt for shinies for like 5 minutes and then inevitably not get anything, and then have to go, you know, refocus in. It just really wasn't working with my ADHD brain. So I was finding it was becoming more and more annoying to like play the actual games that that I was streaming, and also do the space-time distortion. So I'm probably going to. I do want to continue to go back to doing them, because like it is very useful to get those reps in, but I probably won't do it for as many streams as I had been doing. I might only do it for like other like shiny hunting streams or something like that. Like if I'm already in the shiny hunting mode, then you know, swapping to a different shiny hunt is fine. But like if I'm like doing some sort of like story game or some other game where like it's a completely different vibe, I probably won't do shiny hunting added onto that, because it just is a really big wrench in my focus. To get the Shining Charm, it would make shiny hunting a lot easier. I mean, I agree. It's why I plan on doing that 3 years
Ectric,
ago.
there isn't a space-time distortion forming. You don't have to go now if you don't want to.
I appreciate that. I needed that. I'm gonna say we'll do one more loop and then call it. I know Crunchy wants to get going, so we gotta make sure that Crunchy doesn't miss their bus or whatever pressing issue they have going on. Doop, 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 doop. Bum 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 bum. Oh, this morning I watched I saw a short where it was this group of guys, and they were a cappella recreating My Singing Monsters. At the first area, I'm pretty sure. Wah 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 wah. That one. And it was like impressive how accurate it was. They were doing it really well. It was really good. That's right. I'm unemployed. Let's go. I'm not. A loop-de-loop, aka 2 loops. I mean, technically I'm doing 2 circles around this little mountain area. Just complete Burmy's decks completely. It'll make getting shiny Burmy a lot easier. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me look. Where's Burmy?
Your free time is in danger, Ectric. Wednesday marks the release of the penultimate episode of City Council of Darkness. Mua ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I have Burmy perfected already. Trust me, I'm doing everything I can to maximize my odds. Someone gets hurt or badly broken on the job, call Blackjack, as your doctor might cost you. Like the gambling game? Don't forget to give us a new duck after the loop. Yes, of course I will. I will get us a placid plastic duck to end off the stream. The amount of acapellas I've seen of My Singing Monsters is astounding. I'm pretty sure you... no. It's 1 C, 2 L's to spell acapella. One of the funniest D20 seasons. Let's go. Yeah, I need to get back in. That's another one that I want to get back into watching. And honestly, I've been really kind of frustrated with how shit my YouTube recommended feed has been lately. So maybe I should just go dedicate myself to like watching a D20 series or an anime or something. Like I need to just go like actually watch something that like it has a set number of episodes that I know is like a lot of content I can watch without having to worry about like finding some next random video. Show us your flaccid duck or placid duck.
Person
I think I'll do
bouncing
the
ball.
latter, just because I think the former might get me banned. Whoa, whoa. Oh. Bo, bo. 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 Why did I just pass past this shaking drink? That's dumb. Like that. Officially, acapella isn't a word. It's supposed to be a cappella, apparently. Oh yeah. I was gonna say that it's Italian. Acapella was named after its inventor, Acapella. If you want blackjack to make you better, if you get badly injured, it'll cost you a lot. Like an ante? What it even is blackjack? Isn't that... You're right. Isn't that Bowser? No, he's the guy who says chicken jockey. Or I guess in this case, jockey chicken. How can you backjack if you lack jack? It takes some some skills, but I have the knack jack, so that's fine. All right, so we're gonna end off our PLA shenanigans for today. We did not get the shiny, but we did get 2 other shinies. We got the Zubat and the Cricketune, so that's pretty cool. And now let's pull up Plastic Duck Simulator. I don't know why I had a problem there for a second, but we're Gucci. Got all that good stuff there. Let's have that. Move you over here. Move you up here. And you over here. And then... Can't wait for a Minecraft movie squared so I can see and hear Steve say, "Time to meet your end, nerd dragon," and the entire town catches fire. Yeah, I am quite happy that I have never seen that movie. I genuinely think I am too old for that movie, and that is perfectly okay. If you enjoyed it, more power to you. It is not for me, and I'm okay with that. I can't wait for that movie either. The moment they finally find the fabled Minecraft. We were supposed to be a hero, Brian. I'm thinking I like that name. Entire universe just collapsed. What? First movie was the dumbest but most entertaining shit I've ever watched. There's a special part in my fart. Okay. I mean, I get it. There's definitely movies where I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever, but I also like can't stop watching it. What is it called? I wrote it down because I can never remember the name of this fucking movie. But it's possibly one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Where is it? No, it's this one. Waking Up to Christmas is what it's called. It's I've definitely talked about this movie before, but it is a movie where it's like a Hallmark movie, but it's self-aware. And essentially the premise is this lady is really into business and is excited that she's going to be going to a tropical island to do work all Christmas break. And then her plane gets forced to land because of a bad snowstorm in this like quaint, like snowy town on Christmas, where they are like really into like a Christmas festival and stuff like that. And basically she trips over some wires, and when she wakes up, she's in a Christmas Hallmark movie, and she has to like do all of the Christmas things and like learn the true meaning of Christmas to like no longer have all of the tropes of Christmas movies coming into the play. And it is so incredibly campy and ridiculous, but like it leans so hard into it because it is purposefully like almost making fun of itself and those types of movies, that it just works. It's so good. Anyway, let me swap over to Plastic Duck Simulator. Here, and there we go. Do we have another one? What the heck? Ah, there we go. Gorgeous. All right. Now, resume. Here we go. Watched the Steven Universe movies like 100 times, despite it being kind of meh outside of the banger songs. I have never watched Steven Universe. I do very much like the song Giant Woman, but the only reason I know that song is because Team 4-Star did a parody version of it for Dragon Ball Z Abridged. All I want to do is see you turn into a Super Saiyan, and I really liked the song, so I listened to the original version, and it was also very, very good. Alright. Oh, did we get a new one already? We did, I think. What are you? Plaid? Lumberduck. watch Steven Universe, Ectric? I mean, I've heard good things. I just never like. I think part of it was that like the fandom seems a little bit like crazy, not like bad crazy necessarily, but like very very passionate. And when that kind of happens, if I'm not already in it or into it, I'm like a little hesitant just because I know that I can get similarly like hyperfixated on things, and I'm not always prepared to like have a new hyperfixation. So I tend to stay away from them for a little bit until I finally watch them and I'm like, no, yeah, this is really good. Fandom has died down now. You watched My Hero Academia and you're going to complain about a fan base? In my defense, I don't pay attention to any anime fan base, basically. I was not at all aware of the fan base whatsoever when I was watching it. I just was like, oh, good. Least bad anime in terms of shonen tropes, and fun fight scenes. Fan base is a lot more chill now. Cool. They got older. That's fair. Honestly, I'm not even sure I know what is with the My Hero fandom anyway. What is the deal? What is their deal? Tell that shit to Bonetta. Okay, like least bad is what I said. I said least bad, not bad. I might have started by saying not bad. No, I started by saying best, but then I said least bad. It's the least bad one. It still has a decent amount of those tropes, but it falls into them the least. Like, yes, there is the one episode where they had to put all of the female characters in skimpy cheerleader outfits, but there are female characters in the show that have more than one personality trait, and aren't only there to fawn over a guy, or B, only there to be sexually charged and constantly flirty. There are characters with there are female characters with actual personality traits that have actual like growth. Momo, her outfit's 90% skin. No, again, yes, very true. Are all babies? No, I'm being serious. I've seen like 15 different Deku and diaper cosplays. That's kind of cute. Mikoto, that's who you're talking about. Yeah. I've only watched 2 anime, Pokemon and Dragon Ball. I mean, those are some good ones to watch. Fucking deck is taking forever. I know, sorry. Alright, it's almost there though.
Virginia, here's one 600 feet high. Radio waves over ocean waves.
Alright, let's see.
Tonight we are to welcome a man who, although no giant, has nevertheless made a huge impression.
I just don't recommend things willy-nilly. I think you'd really like enjoy Steven Universe. I'll have to check it out, I guess. Tiger. No, but I also have to name this one Tony. Why? You know what? Fuck it. We're naming Tony also. Big Tony. You know what? We'll name this one Big Tony. Because this one's actually our Tony. There it is. Big Tony, and then this one is extremely large. All right. So with that, we're gonna end it off here. Thank you so much for watching. We'll do another duck another time. Watch Steven Universe while you leave Subnautica open to the menu. Do both. All right. I'll watch Steven Universe while not playing Subnautica. Got it. One more duck. Okay, fine. We'll do one more duck.
One more duck. One more duck.
But I am gonna find a raid target while we search for one more duck.
Phoenix. The only one that committed the crime is you, Ectric. Ah, Phoenix. No Abili, no justice, no dream, no hope. Ectric. Ah, Phoenix. It's time to pay for your crimes. Take that.
Thank you so much for the donut, by the way, Ali. I appreciate it. You know what? Let's watch Ellie's duck for a bit. Whoops. $5 to see one more fictional plastic duck. Let's see.
I slipped an exploding head. Oh, baby, don't man up. Yes.
Ehi mamma, stavolta hai fatto un minestrone!
Burned in the pits of Florida.
We'll raid ElectriC. Doing some shiny Zapdos something. Fire Red.
Ogni famiglia è composta da un maschio e 5 femmine, ognuna delle quali riproduce da 1 a 3 animaletti per cucciolata.
Save.
Duck
Alright,
bet.
cool.
Glow in the
That's
duck.
still a decent duck per buck ratio. True. And it's Canadian dollars, so it's even less. Save this game real quick. And close that down. The game audio is so loud. TGS is so quiet compared to it. Yeah.
Io faccio il fotografo e quando ho fame vedo tutto.
I can lower the game audio if you want. Although we're about to end anyway, so I'll do it next time. Alright. Alright. Well, I know who we're naming this. Perfect. Alright. We're gonna end it off there. That's so me. I'm glad we all agree. I'm so glad we all agree. What was the cruise ship thing, by the way? Oh my god! You fly! That's That's so cool. Genuinely flattered. I mean, that's really fucking cool. That's really fucking cool. You can fly. He can fly. He can fly. He can fly. Woo! Yes. All right. We are gonna end off there. Again, thank you so much for watching. Is this the Dr. King? Something like that. Strive to be as goofy as a duck wearing a helicopter hat, licking a rainbow lollipop. I mean, don't we all? I guess Crunchy is the best on here now. I don't know. Pseudo's is also like honestly, all three of yours are awesome. This is incredible that you can fly. Yours says duck you, which is hilarious, and then Pseudo's breathes fucking fire. Like those are all really good ones. Get your super duck powers while they last. But yeah, we're gonna end off there with the hashtag #ElectriCrew. Hope to see you over in Z-Logic stream. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll see you on Wednesday for Leave It Alone. Until then, bye.